Hello everyone, it's Oliver Harper here, and I'm back with Stuart Ashen for another commentary. How you doing, Stuart?
I'm not so bad, cheers. How are you doing, Mr. Oliver?
I'm doing very well. It's now the Halloween season. Are you prepared for Halloween, Stuart?
I'm as prepared as I'll ever be, which means my house is full of tat to review.
The funny thing about Halloween in the UK, we never really get into it like America.
Oh, it's so huge in America,
forced upon us, isn't it, really?
Yeah. I'm beginning to feel like that with every holiday, to be honest. But there we are.
Now, today we are discussing the 1986 horror movie Critters. So if you wish to sync it with your own copy of the film, put the timestamp to 0 and press play now. Now, me and Stuart were discussing shortly before starting this that we both saw this when we were kids.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would have been about 11.
I would have been a bit younger, probably about 8 maybe. But yeah, it was a sort of knock on. A lot of people said about this movie was that it was very much like Gremlins.
Yes.
And it was kind of, but then I think the filmmakers or the writer had said he'd written it before Gremlins. It was sold to New Line before that film came out. But I think you never really can tell. But I mean, it does seem like a reaction to Gremlins, doesn't it?
It really does. I mean, the story from the director goes that it was like based on a nightmare he had as a child. And then when Gremlins came out, he's like, oh no, this is too similar, and had to change his script. So it didn't seem so much like a Gremlins ripoff.
Weird.
But if that's true or not, I don't know. Because it was certainly marketed off
Yeah.
the back of Gremlins.
Oh,
wasn't it?
definitely.
Very
yeah.
clearly.
And it's as a kid, I didn't even find this film scary. I just thought it was really entertaining and funny.
Oh, yeah,
and the critters are just kind of cute, kind of funny characters, aren't they? Apparently, like as we get through the film, like you see one of them get really big. I think they kind of drop that idea for the sequels. I think.
See, I've never seen any of the sequels.
Yeah, I've seen little parts of them, like obviously the common knowledge now, isn't it? Sort of trivia, like DiCaprio's first movie role was number 3, where it's kind of set in like an apartment or a house or something like that, I recall. But I think
Somewhere cheap, yeah.
Yeah. I tried looking for this actually on in HMV, and I was like, all they had was like the new one, the new Critters film, which I've not had a chance to watch. But the opening sequence though in space, the prison, which is basically this asteroid, is a prison.
Yeah.
It's the effects are pretty good for their sort of low budget. It did remind me though of like Suburban Commando, the opening sequence in space. You know, the spaceship flies away, and you've got this kind of.
It does have that, I mean, especially right here, that is a real 80s sci-fi look, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
When you've got somebody who looks a bit like the Mekon from Dan Dare on his flying toilet bowl.
We only see this character just at the beginning. We don't really know who. I suppose it implies that he's the head of this prison.
Yes,
and it's just
absolutely.
him.
He's the warden, the
Mr.
space
Egghead.
warden.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the filmmaker, director Stephen Herrick, who had directed Bill and Ted, Don't Tell Mum the Babysitter's Dead. So he's done quite a lot of comedy films, and as you see throughout the movie, it's actually directed very well. And it shows with with Stephen in charge. The bounty hunters now, I love these two. These are great because they've got these like bazookoids from Red Dwarf,
Yes.
which actually Red Dwarf must have copied.
Oh, yep, he's got his space knife, space bazookoid.
You can tell those things are so plasticky and cheap. Must weigh nothing, But as a kid, you see that and you think, "Oh, I'd want that gun."
And they've got lanterns for heads.
He turns around quickly. Don't look at my bum.
Wonder if they could see through those masks.
Probably not, I'd imagine. Though, see the one on the right's got a bit of a gut. I didn't never notice that before. He just walked on camera and just, a bit of a pot belly there.
I've just noticed the space warden, they're facially vaguely similar to Donald Trump.
He does.
Yeah. Obviously, the rest of it is quite different.
But it's interesting that they've stolen a spaceship that can cross the galaxy 10 times over, I think he said.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking fuel.
That ship must be mostly fuel.
You could have just said, because, just say it can travel to the end of the galaxy. I think that's a lot. That's quite far.
Yeah, you'd think that's probably going to do you, isn't it? Yeah. Billy Green. Does everybody in this film have 3 names? Oh, Scott Grimes, you've ruined it.
Scott Grimes. I mean, because I've been watching.
Oh, they took his extra name there, Nadine Vandervelde. So had 4. Look,
It's Scott Grimes. Is in the TV show The Orville.
yeah.
Yeah, have you seen The Orville?
I've never seen it. I hear quite good things.
So good. So good. But yeah, it's weird seeing him as a kid, just in this movie.
Yeah, this is literally his first role, I think.
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, that feels 80s, that zoom as well.
I like very much like The Thing, that sort of light comes through. And they sort of, go, just like Smallville, doesn't it? Sort of the Critters Land.
Yeah, you get this sort of rustic farm porn for a few minutes now, don't you? Oh, yeah, the good old life. Oh. We produce our own water by moisture vaporators or something.
This has got a musical score by David Newman. He did Galaxy Quest. I think he's done a bunch of Disney films and things like that.
Galaxy Quest, that's so good, isn't it?
Yes, one of the best. I think it's maybe the best Star Trek film ever. And he also scored The Phantom and things like that. He's done everything, but they've got some big names in this. Obviously, when they were hungry for work, maybe David Newman wasn't as big then, so they've got a great composer to work for cheap, basically.
And of course, the mother from E.T.
Yeah, that's crazy. Playing another hysterical. See, if you can't get an hysterical mum, like a classic mum in a movie, you get the other lady who's in Goonies.
Yeah.
Who's also in Monster
They're like
Squad.
the top tier of hysterical mothers.
Yeah. But their father's a bit old, isn't he? Maybe he's just a bit worn down by life.
That's it. It's all this rustic farm living. Yeah.
He's actually 35.
Months, yes.
A bit of a promotional there for Minute Maid.
Minute Maid, yeah. You'd think they'd have something fresher, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I live in the basement. Feed me fish heads. There's people under the stairs. Yeah, he does seem slightly older than the rest, doesn't he? See, all they had to do was put a bit of dye on his sideburns there and it'd have been fine.
Exactly, yeah. I love this sort of, as we see the sort of the dynamic of the family, where the father's actually quite stern and quite, it's like sort of the attitude of like, do something wrong, go to your room.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
no
blah.
nonsense.
But then once the kid comes out, he's all like, let's go check this out. So he's always like,
He's harsh but fun.
Yeah. And then the dynamic between, the Scott Grimes is, the younger lad, and his sister is classic, sort of just wind each other up. But,
but pretty believable, actually.
Yeah. It's very, very well directed sort of family dynamic.
So this is where the mother from E.T. again encounters her son having put a thermometer under a hot tap. Because that happens in E.T., doesn't it?
Yes. It does, yeah. I think there's a bit of trivia online saying, it was kind of done as a sort of nod, but, it may just be a...
But she doesn't fall for it this
convenient.
time, does she?
No.
Because he's massively overheated. Not that it would stay hot that long. I mean, let's be real. But
technically, you're on fire, mate.
Yeah. I don't know what she's feeding them there.
I think it's scrambled egg, I think.
Is it? I don't know.
Or
It's
popcorn.
falling to bits. It's your breakfast popcorn, kids. Caramel, just the way you like it.
Now, you see the cat throughout this little tabby cat they've got. It literally gets thrown around and just picked up and chucked around, It's like, poor cat.
Bad words.
Now, Scott Grimes does one expression throughout the entire film. It's just kind of staring gormless with his mouth open. Does it a lot. Once you notice it, it's just
oh no!
It's like have a swig, when you see him do it.
The Scott Grimes drinking game. That seems quite harsh, but fair enough.
Perfectly placed oranges there. You could have used those oranges to drink instead of buy a Minute Maid.
They look unreal even out of focus.
They do a little bit, yeah, a little bit plasticky, don't they?
Yeah. Police station number 7.
Oh, that's Bob Shea, who runs New Line. That's his sister.
I never knew that.
She's obviously, in like Something About Mary, and she's in the first Elm Street movie. Plays a teacher.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Emmett Walsh from Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Gives Deckard his orders.
I mean, it's a good crew he's got together, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Because obviously, with New Line, they'd obviously had huge success with Elm Street. At this point, they'd had, was it 3? No, is it 2 films done, or was it 3? Well, was it 87, I think. Yeah, 87 was Elm Street 3. So they're obviously starting a new series of horror movies. Obviously, as a reaction to sort of Gremlins, there's one you could look at it. But, they're just on a roll here with these.
And now we get the extremely necessary paranoid man. who's sort of unstable, alcoholic, and thinks the Martians are out to get him. Because his teeth pick up radio waves?
Yeah, his fillings.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
I thought when I first saw him, I thought, is that the guy from The Mummy, like Benny? You know, but it's...
Oh, my God, there is a similar... I see where you're coming from, yeah.
It's just like him.
What does he mean by he was a prospect? As in he was going to be a professional sports guy? Or he was going to be like a toothless gold prospector?
Or did he sort of... trying to imply that he had some sort of career goal he was going up?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I could have been a contender, but then my fillings started picking up the Martians. Which apparently is kind of genuinely a thing, isn't it, in this? I don't really...
Well, he senses kind of... I suppose it's to imply that there is something is coming, isn't it? Which is obviously the critters.
So Pete can't tune them to like Jazz FM.
I think it's all just bonkers. It's all about major convenience, isn't it? Really.
So, yeah. And do your job. If I remember, his job is basically handing car parts to the farmer, isn't it?
Yeah, basically he works on the farm and just most of the time just like makes explosives with Scott Grimes.
Yeah.
Grimy.
So the main part of your job will be making things explode with my son. Yes.
Now, his weird thing is, right, because he pretended to be ill, the kid did, but did he get away with it? Because he's actually at home.
I couldn't understand this either, because it's like, you haven't got away with that, you liar, but he's still at home.
Yeah. He must have blagged it then, you know. His mum's a pushover.
Yeah. There are the two cabbage heads with the Emperor from Star Wars.
Trying to chase Chef Ramsay.
And for God's sake, listen to me now because I'm not in the film anymore. Bye.
Not Shep Ramsay in it. It's Suburban Commando, that's it. Not Gordon Ramsay.
Pressed one button and the whole lot went down there. Yeah, it's a joy of props. Be careful with your close-ups. And if I recall, this song...
That's the opening of RoboCop. With the logo.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
How'd you get away with that? Oh, they probably used the same stock footage.
Stock footage. So RoboCop must have used the same stock footage as well.
Yeah. Bloody hell. I hadn't realised that, but you did right.
Fucking hell.
Now, every radio station and every television on Earth is now playing this song on a loop.
It's Hugh Laurie mixed with Bob Geldof.
It's Hugh Laurie with basic makeup to look more Geldof-y. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Give me your fucking money.
Why have I got two screens? It's not in 3D.
It's the old 3D stuff.
Yes. This is an early Oculus Quest or something.
I mean, he actually apparently sung this song, this dude did. And I think he did pop up in the sequel. I think maybe the fourth one. I don't know. Like, yeah.
I love this effect sequence.
Oh, it's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just something mostly played backwards, but like it's so cleverly done. Our hair is so big. Or that guitarist on Borrowed Time, he's got short hair. I mean, this is brilliant. And it never happens again. They just change really quickly going forward.
Oh, yeah. It's like, no, we're not going to do that effect again, are we?
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, it's great. I mean, look at it.
It's just a clever way to sort of show the sort of transition of one face to another, you know, the sort of morphing. Oh, just land on the cameraman.
Yeah.
Oh, my
That's
foot.
going to cost. Yeah. And there we are. He is now Johnny Steele. Real name, Fred Blogg. Well, better start singing that song.
There was, because when I saw it quite a lot as a kid, and I just didn't get around to watching it for 2 decades. It was this and another film, is it called The Gate? Where these monsters come out of the ground.
Oh, yes. That got a nice Blu-ray release recently.
Yeah, that was those two I watched around my friend's house, because I always had a friend whose parents were quite lenient and you'd watch some of the horror movies.
See, I was that friend.
Oh, right.
Yes, my dad didn't give a shit. So, yeah.
My mum fucking did. So, Eva saw Beetlejuice. She was annoyed when I was like 8 years old.
Just point out that's a Star Wars Y-wing toy from I think the Return of the Jedi range.
Oh, it's just repainted,
painted silver and taken some of the bits off. Yeah,
that's good shit. That was good toy.
Yeah. That would have been really expensive 20 years down the line. Oh, what have we done, Charlie?
Oh no. Yeah, so Critters is one of those ones I kind of watched during that sort of summer of watching stuff when your parents weren't too pleased to find out you were watching.
My uncle rented this, I think, if I remember. I remember seeing them watching it with my cousins.
Do you remember Ninja Turtles? Raphael goes to watch Critters at the cinema in the film.
Oh,
yes. Where
yes.
did they come up with this stuff? And he walks across the street. But it's obviously because that was distributed by New Line, so they got to use that thing.
Nice bit of free footage.
He was seeing Critters 1, though, when it was like, probably around the time Critters 2 had probably just come out the year before, but yeah.
The father's looking much older in this scene.
Getting older.
Yeah, it's every scene.
Yeah.
It's just like skeleton by the end of it.
This film is aging me.
Oh, here we go to the Billy Zane experience.
Oh, God, yeah. Good old Bill.
The Zane Meister.
The Zane Meister, yeah. The Phantom.
Yeah.
Because he was in Back to the Future, wasn't he, Billy Zane? One of
Biff's mates.
His thugs, yeah. He's great in Back to the Future 2 when you've got the two Martys and he runs into the thing and he goes, obviously because they've seen the other Marty for number 1, he goes, how do you get changed so fast? There's an interesting dynamic here with the boyfriend, because always in these movies where they have the boyfriend turns up, he's got a fancy car, he's the one who's a bit pushy with the girl to sort of, get to the next stage with her, but she's the one who's quite pushy to sort of get him on his own.
It's like, but your dad's going to beat me up.
Yeah. And he wants to stay there and have dinner, but she's like, no, we're finishing up, let's go,
More product placement, possibly.
I would probably say slingshots are probably more dangerous than a kid owning nunchucks.
Yeah, by a considerable margin, I feel.
Because nunchuck will end up doing damage to yourself.
Exactly. You spin it around, smack yourself around the back of the head, it goes back in the drawer.
Because I never banned slingshots. Because you can get them over here. My friend had one.
You can get frighteningly powerful ones these days with modern rubbers and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Probably put a hole in a sheet steel. No, probably not.
That'd be the next phase of crime on the streets.
Oh my God.
They've gone from knife crime down to
They destroyed a tank with a single slingshot. Armour-piercing stone.
Yeah. Watch this, I saw this on Critters.
Yeah.
Who takes it out?
Oh, Scott Grimes. Even at that age, it's odd to see him without a beard.
Yeah. He needs a beard. It makes him whole again.
Yeah, that's where his power comes from later.
It's more beard now than man. Beware of kid.
There's just a really angry young Billy Goat in there.
Now, this is an 80s bedroom for a kid. So what's he got on the wall? We've got
Mutants.
Mutants? I don't know what film that. I never heard of that.
That's Sting and the Police, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Bruce Springsteen to the left.
Saturn sign.
Yeah.
Like space, but as a road sign. I don't know.
Can't recognise much else. There's one of those weird stress dolls where the things come out of his face when you squeeze it.
Honestly, he's got a bit of a boring bedroom. So if you went round his house as a kid, you'd be like, what have you got?
Yeah.
What should you play with? You've got your Starcom? Got any Centurions?
Yeah.
No, I've got a Sting poster.
Yeah.
Well, one.
But we can go outside and blow things up. So swings and roundabouts. Yeah.
It does, yeah.
We can't play with the ninjas from the Rambo series, but we can make things explode.
I've got a sweet corn because you're on a farm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, I have sweet corn holders exactly like that.
Yeah, same here.
That's still around. Billy Zane drinking his drain cleaner.
I used to eat sweet corn all the time like that. Then I had I was sick one evening. We had a burger and that. Obviously, it was the burger that made me feel ill. But then every time I have sweet corn now, I get flashbacks to being sick, so I can't have it.
Association.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
Your brain just goes, no, can't have that.
Oh.
Very annoying.
He's just drinking honey. What? Is he doing?
What? No.
No, I don't know.
It must be apple
Something
juice
from
or
a jar.
cider. Must be homebrew cider.
Yeah. 83% proof.
Fucking hell. Don't drink all of it, you go blind.
He's literally just drinking out of a jar, isn't he?
Yeah, because earlier on he pulled his coffee out of what was it? It's like a measuring kind of.
What a bloody hipster!
Yeah.
I bet he's eating his. He's got a plate for his food, but in a couple of weeks that'll have been replaced with like a wooden chopping board or something.
Yeah. What's for dessert? VHS. Oh, gotta eat that, boy.
Years. Well, where does he get all this black powder and stuff to make these things?
It's America, mate.
Yeah, it just grows on trees.
It goes on trees.
So Dad's like, I don't like you blowing things up. Well, stop letting him get explosives then.
Go to the paper shop. You get your paper. Do you want some dynamite with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's free. Yeah.
3 plates, yeah. Put it on my account.
Oh, hello.
See, look, it's the gormless look he pulls.
Right, I'm going to make a note of this gormless look. Yep, there we are.
It just does that.
It's a bit like his bottom jaw has been broken or something.
Oh, they're going. Not really. Let's go around the corner. Oh, she can't drive, can she? She's sort of practicing, I think. He's got a bit of a Steven Seagal hairdo, isn't he?
Oh, he has a bit, isn't he? That's never a good thing.
That's a bit. It's gone a bit above the law.
Into the romantic barn.
It's always funny with these kind of 80s movies because they try and save money by not licensing songs, so they have their own kind of bands to sort of produce stuff. And some are successful, some are just like really shit.
A lot of them sound the same, don't they?
Yeah.
Chekhov's explosives for later.
Because this plays that song, what was it from earlier?
Something Power of the Night.
Power of the Night.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
What tapes have we got? Power of the Night. We've got Power of the Night, Power of the Night, or Power of the Night. It's your choice.
Let's go with the third one.
Yes. Oh, I haven't heard that for a while, except constantly on all radio stations and television. It's even playing on Charlie's Fillings.
And number 10 on his fillings is Power of the Night.
Trying to see what he's got on those little shelves. Monsters in My Pocket or something? No, I think they're a bit big for that.
You'd ever see the other side of his bedroom?
Oh yeah, it's
just a set. Point. It's a set, isn't it? It's like, where's this wall? Where's it gone? You know?
Just pans around, you just see the cameraman just giving you the thumbs up.
Hello.
Hang on, if you didn't even do nothing, you must have done something.
He keeps forgetting, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, whoops.
I got him with the old double negative log fallacy. Dad of the year. No explosives for 2 weeks.
No explosions and death. 2 weeks. See, which she's the one who's,
yeah,
a bit randy.
Has to talk him down. My dad never comes out here.
And he's got hay fever as well. Seriously, I know people with hay fever, they're like pollen and they're just kind of sort of sneezing. Big snot monsters. They come in 5 minutes.
This would be the least romantic thing
ever. It would be awful.
He would be the ghost
If he was on top, that snot would be coming out of that nose like a tap.
That's a deleted scene.
I just swallowed a bit.
Billy Zane phlegm sequence. Which is also a great name for a band.
So I just love having these houses where you can literally come out your bedroom window, and go on the roof.
Oh, man. I'd beat to death if he did that. I know how expensive roof tiles are these days. Meanwhile, in space. Oh, that's the noise you want for space shows.
Oh, it's wonderful, isn't it? See, that's the only shot I didn't like. The shot of Earth. That's so shit.
It's so out of focus and just
the bloke's kind of like he's finished the mat and gone. Oh, it's the Earth.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to zoom in that far on it. It's not the detail. It's fine. We'll just knock the focus out a bit. That looks like in that shot. It looks like that ship is really small and it's like batteries not included or something.
Yeah. Obviously, I love seeing those sort of matte effects because you can see there's stars right at the top and there's a big empty black bit there,
yes. For the ship to go through, yeah.
Exactly.
Too bloody right. Grover's Bend. I remember... here we go.
Hugh Laurie's back. Thundering gherkins.
Well, just going to watch the only song that exists, apparently.
His mum's watching it. I thought it might be a scene where she kind of like, she quite fancies him. When he turns up, she's like, what the hell? But I think she just turns it off because it's like crap.
She's seen it 40 times already today.
It's literally like being the early 90s and you've got Bryan Adams Robin Hood song.
Everything I do it for you.
This would be like, not again. But it's still a cracking song, though.
Ooh. Some sort of movie review program, public access? Oh, no. Bloody UFOs interfering with the signal again.
Doesn't the husband Jay have like a sort of Ghostbusters?
Yes, there it is. Yeah, the pin Ghostbusters thing. Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, all the sound effects. Brilliant.
That's more of a taking off sound, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, they should have reversed it, but never mind. No, not my favourite ashtray. As soon as it cut back to here, I knew there was going to be an earth-moving joke, isn't there? Come on, guys. Oh, one of the hideous old 80s flashlights. Or torches, as we would call them here.
That's right.
Yeah, full of D cells that last about 0.4 seconds.
Those massive batteries, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and old zinc chloride ones. You get virtually no light. And if you leave them in there for more than 3 seconds, they leak acid everywhere and ruin the contacts.
You know quite a lot about batteries, Stuart. You also
do.
reviewed a few.
Yes. I reviewed 80 stuff which have old batteries in. The amount of old computers I've had to take apart because they've got some damn backup battery in it that leaked in 1987.
But if you put old batteries, like AA batteries in a Game Boy, right? Back in the 80s, they didn't last very long, right?
No.
Same, I had a Game Gear and something like that. But new batteries.
Yep, considerably better. Yep, yeah. Modern alkalines. If you can get some lithium ions.
So you can make it, double the life, I suppose?
Not quite. Lithium ion you probably would. Yeah, it depends on the thing. Something like Game Gear has such a power drain, it's horrendous anyway. But it doesn't matter because Game Gear, you can't see the screen. So,
That's true.
Broad as it is long.
Big blurry mess.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice shot. Look at that.
Look at that
got
fence.
a crane
It's
for that.
going up a massive hill.
I always get jealous looking at shots like that. You need money for those. Status report. I like the fact that the critters talk to each other, but they do it so rarely.
Yeah, yes, they only have a few little bits of dialogue. Which apparently the bloke did voice who said it was a mix of Japanese and French. But
really?
You can't really tell.
Blimey, it's a very fast mix.
Yeah. But some very clever shots actually, because the director hides them for so long. You just mostly point of views, isn't it, with the cameras following this kind of, especially the ball rolling as they move. But you see the bits. As a kid, I remember the bits where it looks through the kitchen. You see the eyes.
Yeah,
that always as a kid I was like,
that's a good shot.
Got me.
There's prodigious use of Evil Dead cam in this, isn't there? With the old pushing it along the floor. And
then when he goes down into the basement, you see as a quick shot with a torch. You see it on the shelving.
Really nicely staged.
Yeah, really good. I can't go wrong with Smoke Machine.
Yeah, a bit of dry ice out here tonight.
It's over in the background as well.
Scott Grimes. Nearly got impaled on a horn.
See, it's a clever person there for once, where they don't go, let's go see what that is.
Yeah, with no, I've got a gun home, but no, we're just going to walk in because we're here. We might as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm dead.
But yeah, he retreats, which is a clever move.
Perfectly sensible. Here they come. Oh, I'm sure they are going to at some stage.
Oh, is the guy now? Their first killing, I suppose, isn't it? Of a
Yeah,
human.
there's surprisingly few deaths in this, actually.
Well, yeah, I always thought, sort of memory was, one of the family died, but they don't. The families all survive. Billy Zane obviously gets killed, and the girlfriend doesn't shows a bit of emotion, and suddenly they all forget about him.
Yeah.
He must have got blown up when the house gets blown up. Now, does his body get resurrected at the end and put back together? I don't know.
It's because they all want his car.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, but if we just don't mention him, we get to keep the car. Grover's Bend. That's a very specific name, isn't it?
I think that may
reference
be
to something.
Definitely.
Grover's. Is that War of the Worlds? Grover's Mill or something? I really regret saying that because I could be completely wrong. Ignore that, listeners.
Well, it's obviously set in Kansas as well, so which is that kind of Smallville kind of small town sort of setting, isn't it?
Come on, I'm going to beat you to death with this stick.
Oh, the little darts are
the paralysis
they don't seem to be
darts.
poisonous because they don't kill the mother and father later because they both get. But I think there's just like a depressant, sort of like slows you down.
Yeah, some sort of depressant types thing. It's got to be, isn't it?
Stuns
minor
their prey.
Tranquilizer.
That's right. Yeah. That's the word, Stuart.
Took us both a while to think.
Yeah, the brain just went. Completely forgot.
Evil Dead, Cam. Always welcome. Was Evil Dead the first film to use it?
Well, it's kind of more of a steady cam, isn't it? It's supposed to be a steady cam effect of a camera travelling.
It's very not steady, though.
No, when Evil Dead, they just created a bit of wood and put it on the end and makeshift one. But it was a couple of years before The Shining. There's a film that used the first steady cam. But yeah, I'm sure there's other sort of movies that kind of use that same effect.
Monster POV, basically.
Yeah. I wouldn't know what specific movie did that, but actually, it would be quite a good sort of analysis on those movies that used that effect for horror.
I'm really not convinced by the lighting that this is a real kitchen, I got to say. It's a bit TV lit, this one.
Bit
which
flat,
is odd.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's very flat, especially as compared to the rest of the film, which is very well
Wouldn't
lit,
surprise
really.
me if this was kind of the early stuff they shot, then they looked at the rushes and went, oh, this is a bit crap, and then sort of boosted it.
Possibility.
Yeah, it's often the case. She's wearing quite a lot of makeup.
That's
actually.
good. And then he tried to strangle me for some reason.
She's like proper hysterical in this.
No. Because nobody else gets that affected emotionally, actually, do they? You need somebody doing it, yeah. Oh, you devious critters. Or krites, as they're called.
Yeah, I don't know why. You couldn't call the film Krites because people just go, oh, have you seen that film Shites?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
We're just going to call critters shitters, I suppose.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah. I never understood why there's just two different names for them. It's just, that's what the alien term, isn't it? They're krites.
Krites is their official name. They just refer to them as critters here.
Yeah.
There we are. We're landing our massive 8-track cartridge.
It is, isn't it?
Nothing likes me. Hey, what does he mean by that?
I need more hair gel.
Yeah.
My quaff is deflating.
Come on, I need you to play drums while we sing Power of the Night. Yep. Bit of krite activity here.
These guys, I think for them, how they sort of find the critters, it's all kind of convenient for them, but they're not particularly the best bounty hunters because they just go around going, "Where's the krites?" And the people are like, "What?" And then they just blow shit up. You know,
That's literally true.
not the best.
Right, this is how we do an investigation. 1, ask people where they are. 2, shoot everything up regardless of what they say. 3, stumble across them. 4, shoot at them and miss.
They're terrible aims, aren't they?
I'm trying to work. I think with the green mask, A, I'm pretty sure you can't see through it, and B, are they just shining a bright light on it to try and give it that effect?
Maybe with close-ups there's kind of extra effect on, but I think it's just literally an optical they've added. Because if it's not... Yeah, I mean...
Because sometimes it's glowing a lot more than other times. Sometimes it's clearly an effect, and sometimes I'm wondering if they just put a torch on it.
If there's green light on him, he's like lower half, then that'll be in-camera stuff.
This is true, yes.
If it's not, then it's literally added on.
Yeah. Oh, no. Electricity. Now, how will we listen to Power of the Night?
Oh, my God. You hear it again. I get withdrawal symptoms.
Yeah. Start singing it, for God's sake.
Oh, I've already forgotten it. No.
Yeah.
You're like...
Oh, yes, they've chewed through the fuse box, haven't they? They're very intelligent, the little buggers, aren't they?
Yeah. A quick nibble. And this is the part here, because if you miss it, you miss their little first, their first kind of full body shot where he turns around and looks at it, but it just like you see its mouth open, then it cuts back to him.
God, where is it? Just mentioning his favourite BBC radio comedy programme.
See, look, he pans the light up, and it's there. It's really quite clever. There it is.
Ooh,
it's really good.
Yeah.
And then it goes back and it's gone.
My only complaint is continuity. He moved the torch down and the light went up.
Oh,
Didn't notice that last time.
naughty. Oh, there's an ET. Doesn't the critter bump into an ET doll, doesn't it?
Yes, that's much later on, and it's really extended, obvious reference.
Yeah,
Like, it plays with it for ages, like asks it where it came from or something, you know. Oh, those hideous white resin statues. My sister had one of those.
Did she? Oh.
They were all the rage in the 70s.
Oh, another one got him. So the father takes a bit of a beating, but he still survives.
Yeah.
I don't know how deadly they are, because they literally chew through his shoulder twice, don't they?
I mean, that's not going to be a nice wound.
Mm.
Whoa.
Oh, and that's
another
little hand
one.
puppets, aren't they?
Yeah.
Get off me, Kermit!
This is Zippy. Yeah.
Zippy.
They're bloody hard as well. So he's given that a good smack with a hammer. And took several lumps for it to even let go.
If it pulled away just when he hit it with the hammer, got his own leg.
Takes his own kneecap out. Yeah. Oh. I really did make a mess of his shoulder. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an optical effect. That's clearly an optical. It's not quite following the head properly.
Billy Zane gets like a nasty one, doesn't he? Because it goes straight through his stomach.
Yes.
Yeah, eats his intestines, I suppose.
That'll teach him for... I'm trying to think of a bad film Billy Zane's done.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've seen a few films he's in, like Titanic,
Yeah.
Phantom, and Back to the Future as sort of supporting characters. I'm sure he's done shitloads more. When he shaved his head, I was like, "No, Zane, you lost your awesome hair. You need it back."
It was going. It was that.
Yeah, it must have
you got to lean into it.
He'd be a good Lex Luthor, I suppose, with his shaved head.
Oh, interesting.
Like the sort of cartoon Superman.
I really like this in that he transforms with a totally different effects than the last guy. Let's ignore that. Into the corpse, but has all the pallid skin and the wounds and everything. Yeah. He's just copied it exactly.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful. And then when he goes to the church and he's sort of that sort of boom on his neck.
Turns to the vicar, doesn't he? Yeah.
I was like, ooh. I love how even how he moves his head, it feels like he's got a broken neck slightly. It's like he's sort of squishing his head in a little bit. They just kind of reverse their way there.
Oh, yes, they drive backwards everywhere at the first, don't they? They seem to know what they're doing with all this technology, as did the Krites, to be fair. Yay. Was it Captain Scarlet with the Spectrum pursuit vehicles? They drove them backwards whilst looking in a TV screen that was showing what was in front of them.
It's like it's really preposterous and like, why make your life more difficult?
I know, it's just the most stupid setup I've ever seen.
Oh dear. I never really got into Captain Scarlet. Mention that. I love the theme tune though.
Doon, 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 doon. No, I've got it slightly wrong, actually. We are the Mr. Ons. We know that you can hear us, Earthmen. Captain Scarlet, I thought for years it ended with them all dying. And in fact, I'd just seen the episodes out of order, and the last one I saw was like a dream sequence one. Oh, this is what would happen if everything went wrong.
Yeah.
And I thought it actually did end with that, with the Mr. Ons winning and the skyship falling. Oh!
I bit his fingers off as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Burrowing into him for the sweetmeats inside.
Oh dear.
Oh, Zilly Bane. Oh, he's going to get good forking.
I think one of the tapes there had the name like Herrick Crenshaw, something like that. Herrick was the surname of the director. So I thought, okay, here we go.
Oh, well, I'm the father, but I'm not going to do anything because I'm wounded or something.
I don't know what he's doing to that chicken. Then.
Yeah, it's probably best not to dwell on that. April, Mom's got a giant collar on again. Help.
They have to cut really quickly because you spend too long on the critters. You're just like, oh, it's just a hand puppet. You know?
Yeah, exactly. They do a good job of that, actually. Again, you see enough to see the detail, but not long enough for it to begin looking unreal.
This is a great death, isn't it? When it just swallows it, it just goes... quite yummy.
They're supposed to be so intelligent, but it ate something that's obviously an explosive.
He just plops down.
But then, does it actually die?
Yeah, he's dead. That's one dead. One down out of how many? I think it's like, there's like 9 maybe?
I think 8.
8.
I said it. I'm trying to remember now. But... Power of the Night hasn't been on television for 3 minutes. Call the army. It's obviously society is collapsing. The bowling alley is quite an important scene in the sense that it actually has some other people in. Yeah, it's beginning to feel like there's only 3 people live in this town.
Yes, you know? that's a good point. Yeah, it would ultimately feel like a very empty world, wouldn't it? Yeah. Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
Great.
Or in Japan, as it was known, the Mega Drive. Also in Europe. And the Lord was angry with his flock, so he unleashed altered beasts to ruin their lives.
It was an unrewarding packing game, wasn't it?
Then the blessed hedgehog came to save us from the tedium. Morning. Hermes delivery. How big is that man's hair?
Yeah, it's whopper, isn't it?
You need the power of the night to keep that up. Come on.
Yeah.
We are aliens, but we speak English. Don't question it. Jeff?
Jeffy Jeff?
I'm getting the idea that his name is Jeff. Now that's some face.
Oh.
I hate minor chords. And pulpits.
Did they actually say to him, where are the Krites?
I think there was there an answer. I can't. I was too busy being
They don't
amazed
really
by
have a
that man's
handle, do
hair.
they? They're just like
Yes, just holding a tube.
It's like a Blue Peter job, you know. So. Sticky back plastic, of course.
Right, let's go home and finish Tracy Island.
It's a wallpaper mache, Mum.
Yeah, sticky pack plastic. What even is that?
Did you? No, I think you may have been a bit too old to attempt the Tracy Island.
Yeah,
I attempted it. This is a big splat. It's a big mess.
Oh.
It's terrible. I had a bit of a whinge. My mum went and bought me a proper set. So, spoiled little shit. I was.
It was a hell of a toy, though, that
That was
Tracy
like
Island.
40 quid, that was. 40 quid, that was like £1 million back in 94 or 93 or whatever it was. Matchbox, wasn't it? You made them?
I genuinely don't know. Yeah, it's all a bit after my time, though. But I remember it being such a big thing on television and the media. Everyone making 50 Tracy Islands each, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy. God. It's weird that like, sort of the 60s show came back in like 30 years later in full force.
Yeah, because it wasn't even like a new version of the show, was it? It just repeats.
Yeah, the kids went bonkers.
Yeah.
Surprised though, seeing miniatures blow up. That's just,
it's cool.
That'll win over any kid, I think, really.
I would have thought with that nasty wound on his shoulder, his arm would have not been quite so good. But
yeah. Well, to be honest, I wouldn't get his wife to shoot that because she can't shoot for shit. Oh no, she may get. No, she does get one later, but that was kind of
she does actually
bit by fluke.
end.
But she just shoots at the door and it just happens to shoot the ones outside it. Idiots lock themselves out.
Yeah.
God.
Come on, horror 101, guys.
Yeah.
You did well earlier by going back for the gun.
But they're not separating. They're sticking as a team.
That's true.
That's what we got to do.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. They messed all the truck up, haven't they?
Yeah.
That was my best spring.
They ate everything.
Oh, yeah. Take the cool car.
It should have been the family from Back to the Future where he, crashes into the barn. That's some sort of aeroplane. White pine wood. Shoots his thing.
Oh. Well, too late for that one.
Was that the bigger one? Because there's one that's slightly bigger than the others. Who's in charge. Oh, you go.
Yeah,
there
he is. Hiding behind there. Yeah.
So do you think it's at the time because of the Gremlins and the critters as well, with toys as well? They had this kind of monster creatures like werebears, and we had
there was My Pet Monster was huge, physically and culturally. Yeah.
I mean, you had boglins, but they weren't like furry things.
There may have been some with tufts, but they were mostly sort of rubbery plastic. Well, just rubber, I think, actually. They haven't survived too well, tragically. Oh, same shoulder again. Gone for the weak spot.
Oh, that's go for the weak spot, don't they?
He shouldn't have seasoned his shoulder so much yesterday.
Yeah. Seasoned it.
Marinating this shoulder for weeks. What a mistake I've made.
This is the great bit, isn't it?
Oh, man.
Wonderful little gag.
God, some teeth on those.
Yeah.
Amazing. I think the toothpicks they must get through. We're very slow now.
Full on chicken, aren't they? Yeah. And car seats, aren't they?
Shouldn't have filled up on the car seats before the main course. Ooh. Yep. He's made it back in. Open the door. Open the door. Well, we could have broken a window and got in that way, but open the door.
The critters could have easily got on then. This is the great bit.
They have weapons. So what? That was the funniest thing in the world when I was 11 for 3 years. You know. Oh God, I didn't. Bloody hell! That really is very Ghostbusters theory, isn't it? That's more so than I recall, even.
Pin pals, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Simpsons? I was just thinking of Mr. Burns on it. Yeah. So this is the tiny bar attached to the bowling alley.
What drinks he got? Has he got any Kahlua?
No, Tia Maria.
Can't do any white rations.
Bit Galliano. Yeah. Look, I'll get you drunk for free. Just shut up. That's how they work over there. Winter League now forming.
Ooh. So what's given them the clue to go here?
Yes. I'm glad you asked.
Yeah, because there's no reason why they'd go there.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's not a populated area. That's they're just gone there for that reason. To essentially grill more people on the crates.
That's probably it. They just drove till they actually saw some lights. Actually, to be honest, that's a pretty good explanation.
Yeah. The crates? The crates?
Yeah.
We've got some crates out back.
As a filmmaker myself, my favourite thing is coming up with explanations on the fly when you're at Q&As for things like that. Oh, yeah, well, you see, so-and-so. Sometimes the director will look at me and go, where do you get this shit from? I'm like, no, we planned this. There are no plot holes we cannot explain away.
I sort of show their sort of super strength as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just grabs it, just whoa.
This is clearly not actually a bowling ball.
Power of the night.
This is the power of the night in action. Yeah. I'm trying to remember if the second bounty hunter changes again.
He does, yeah, he changes into him.
Of course, he changes to Charlie, doesn't he?
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
spends the whole rest of the film as him.
But he, though, when he changes, his hair's all slick back.
Yeah.
It's like the perfect version of him, I suppose.
Which is odd, because when he went for
the cop,
good old cop earlier, yeah. I can't remember his name. They said it so many times. Jeff, there we are.
Yes,
yeah, he sort of inherited all the wounds and the corpse pallor. But
I suppose also the Reverend has got his hair kind of styled a bit better now. But I mean, it's like
every time he transforms, he gets better.
Yeah, I suppose
he ends up as like a really beautiful version of yourself.
It's the Friday night going out version of it. Yeah.
Probably me.
Look at his magic eye shirt in the background there. God, I want to stare at that.
Stare at it long enough. And,
vision's gone funny.
Yeah. I'm cool, Charlie. Ooh. What happened there? Because his baseball bat is broken. Didn't he hit the Johnny Steele guy with the baseball bat and it broke and he just kind of didn't react? And that is missing from this version?
Oh.
Or was it just missing from the film and I've made that up in my head, which is a distinct possibility?
I don't know. Maybe.
Perhaps we've got a cut version or something.
It would have been good though to see that sort of to show that they can't actually take much damage. You know,
Yeah.
it's superhuman.
Yeah, because his bat is definitely broken in half all of a sudden. So
Why has he got the woman like answering the phone?
is that Dolly Parton answering
Yeah.
the phone?
Why has he got that? Is that his sort of pin-up girl he's got?
Yeah, Dolly Parton in 9 to 5 or something. You know?
Where's Jeff?
He's dead. Then he was kind of an alien. Then he's dead again. Bye.
What about the Reverend? Is he working tonight?
What about Charlie?
Put him on the beat.
No, not Mad Charlie. Cool Charlie. Right, we've got to fortify this house. We've all seen Assault on Precinct 13, haven't we? We've just got to... Doon, doo, 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 doon. Doon, doo, 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 doon. It took me so many years to realise that the theme to Xenon 2, Mega Blast by Bomb the Bass, is a version of that.
Yes.
Despite the fact it's clearly the same tune, and it's called Hip Hop on Precinct 13. You'd think I'd have picked up on these subtle hints.
That's a bit slow, Stuart.
Yeah, I don't know how. I was listening to the soundtrack for Assault on Precinct 13, and it goes like, oh yes.
Which is basically the soundtrack to that film is just like the main theme, but there's kind of repeated throughout the film.
Yeah,
and a few little wows of synthy beats.
Yeah, John Carpenter was too busy directing to do too many.
What watch has he got there?
Ooh, good question.
Is that Casio? Must be Casio.
Probably most of them were at that.
It's
stage.
like a sort of like a video gamey one you can play.
Yeah, Legend of Zelda or something. My friend had a watch that played the theme to James Bond in the beepiest manner possible. It was the coolest thing. And he had a calculator with an LCD boxing game built in.
That's amazing.
I should look up one of those on eBay.
I always wanted the ones that changed the TV.
Oh, man.
Oh, drove Dixon's mad back in the early 90s.
Oh, no. See, they're great puppets, aren't they? But they are sensible to not show them too much.
Yeah.
The effect is awful when they stick in the neck. It's like on a glob of chewing gum or something.
Yeah, later on where it says he pulls out of his sister's neck, doesn't she? Well, actually, it's quite thick on her later on, actually. Kind of look like a wine gum stuck on her neck.
Get a free wine gum to take the edge off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you Krites. And why are they so... You could ask, why are they so keen to kill and eat the family? Well, I suppose there's nothing else locally to actually eat, so...
Yeah, it's true.
You know.
Well, it's plenty of corn, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and there's a few cows, I suppose.
Yep.
What a plonker. Oh, there you go. It's quite convenient.
That's brilliant, because it feels like something has properly been smacked with it. You know, it's not a Hollywood impact. That's a, oh, God, everybody goes quiet because we've got to take Billy to the hospital now thump. That one, that's...
I used to get pretty good reviews at the time. Roger Ebert gave it a bit of a glowing review.
Yeah, I mean, compare this to a lot of similar films at the time. It's got its tongue in its cheek in the right way.
Yeah.
It uses the puppets so well, and the puppets are good. It's well directed. It's well shot. A lot of it, various interesting locations. Yeah, absolutely.
So good. It jumps to the toilet.
Is that a little reference to Ghoulies there, do you think?
Yes. Apparently it was.
Really?
Yeah. Because they came out of the toilet, didn't they? Yeah.
Yes, with the infamous poster, which was up in every VHS shop.
Yeah, that freaked me out as a kid. I was like, no, I can't watch that. Because you'd be afraid to go for a dump later. You know?
Ghoulies going to swim up me bum.
It's going to be bum. Power of the night. Oh, that's how you show someone's coming from home, haven't it? They've still got their curlers.
Yeah, nice. And also, she said she couldn't go on the date early because she was washing her hair. She literally was. Yeah.
God, what a nightmare putting that shit in your hair.
Yeah, oh,
back
God.
in the day.
I remember those specific...
My mum would do that.
Yeah, my mum had those similar style of rollers with the weird plastic clips. And occasionally they turned into each other. Poor old Jeff. So the body count is 2 now, basically, isn't it? Jeff and Billy Zane.
Yeah, 2. Yeah, I think that'll be it. I think that's it.
I think that is it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's good. All about death, is it? Well, horror films is usually how many killings, you know.
Yeah. This is when they are going for almost more action film than horror, really, aren't they?
Comedy as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's not. You could border onto sort of, you know, if it was a little bit tamer, it would be a family film.
Yeah. Just got that bit of an edge to it.
Yeah. It cuts that because that fine line, isn't it, of being a horror and a sort of kind of fun film where teenagers could go see it.
Yeah,
PG-13 or so. Or maybe
that's the thing. Billy Zane may get his guts eaten out, but you don't really see it.
No. Just a bit of blood.
Oh, he's going to let his son go on the crazy death mission. I don't know why the daughter can't go. She's older.
Yeah. She can stand up for herself, can't she?
Yeah. But I'm such an old sexist, I'm just going to send the boy anyway. Fine, I'll be in the Orville before you know it.
It's like I've been reading up on the Orville stuff. He married like one of the co-stars, the lady who's in it, who's like captain of the ship alongside Seth MacFarlane. They got married and got divorced like 2 months later.
Oh,
I was like, ooh.
Sounds like a plot line from the bloody program.
I know, yeah. So
God.
is that going to affect like working relationships on the show? I don't know. Hopefully not.
Yeah, that's not good, is it?
Yeah. Don't get involved with people you work with.
Yeah.
This is a great moment here for him and his sister because, you know, it's also she's that sort of that chemistry that they just kind of don't get on, but they do really. They do love each other and stuff, you know.
He's got the face.
Yeah, he's got the face again.
Yeah, the patented Grimes look.
Yeah. Luckily, he doesn't open his mouth that wide, so he ends up turning like a pedal bin.
Well, the alien should morph into him and just not be able to change expression and have to morph into somebody else. This face just isn't working.
Yeah, that's the big one. Yeah. It's like,
Fuck you, Mike.
It's like Nelson from The Simpsons, isn't he?
Uh-huh. That's a great concept to have them roll up and go around like that. Because A, it means they can move super fast. And B, you can film it and it doesn't look like a puppet pissing around.
Exactly.
You know?
There was only one moment where you saw it walk when, you know, when it went up the stairs, you saw its legs go. It actually looked quite normal. It looked like someone in a suit but shot really low, high up and whatever. But obviously not.
Quality puppet work.
It's really,
And as we keep saying, they never show them for too long, which is so, you know, they really know what they're doing. Oh, hello.
So he's getting big here. Now, it hasn't...
Why?
I thought it got bigger down to it had consumed a lot of food or something.
Yeah.
But it just has the power to get bigger. And they don't show you much at all of the giant one. It's just its kind of feet and it's from a distance.
An arm occasionally. And
yeah.
Yep. Got to get my Krite fighting uniform on.
I used to use one of those when I was a kid to be like Donatello, like a bow staff. Yeah, it was great.
I think Mom there feels like I did after we went to the Waffle House the other night. I ate too many waffles. Also, I got stung in the neck by a Krite, so, you know. I feel her pain.
Was that the Waffle House just over the bridge near me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice.
It is nice.
Yeah. It's been there, since the 70s or something?
Yeah, it's bloody ancient, yeah. And that's your local Norwich facts,
There
listeners.
you go, people. Yeah. Fucking hell, we've had facts on batteries and Mega Drives and all sorts, yeah.
We might mention this film at some point.
Must have put tangent into the key words in the commentary. Help with video searches, you know.
Or it's the Lakers and the Braves. Make your mind up.
This is a bit. They're crazy. It's like,
Yeah, this really feels inspired by Gremlins. This scene,
yeah,
massively. So look, and it's even got a bit of music.
Who are you? He's just have sex with it.
Weird that this is the longest we see the puppet for, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good one with the blinking and that. Why are they doing this?
This is like the silly bit, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, this really is the Gremlins bit, isn't it?
Look how
Oh,
big
there
it
we
is.
are.
It's massive. I can't. No, it doesn't. It's not. That's like the size of the house. I thought it just looks the size of a human.
It is about the size of a human
Yeah.
later on. So how come it's suddenly the size of a house in one shot?
That is
Was it on stilts?
Still-
The harpoons
Right.
are getting bigger. You're on television constantly. Who are you guys? Oh my god. And nothing but the Krites.
we need the Crichtons.
Good afternoon, sirs. Whole film where they've digitally replaced all the critters with little Crichtons. Oh!
Oh, it's like the hand from Ghostbusters when it came out the chair.
Oh,
You get like Sigourney Weaver in it. That scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Yeah, that is a spooky sequence.
Yeah.
Well, they don't like fire. We've totally established that now. Can't blame them.
Don't put
you
the bloody
you
barrel
bloody
of gun
good
one in your
God!
mouth.
Nearly had a Kurt Cobain there. Oh bloody hell!
That was good.
Yeah.
I think that's a change of blood as well, because earlier on the porch it looked like it was actual blood. Now it's like green.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Had it been drinking a lot of lime smoothies or something? You know?
Can't make their mind up on their insides. I think there's it one. No, that's it when the bounty hunters turn up. One's in the toilet, like trying to get out. I think.
Yes.
It's trying to flush itself.
Yeah. And they just shoot down the bog, don't they?
He looks in the toilet. It looks like a toupee, and just blows it up. Oh, we're out of shells.
That's where they have to go in the loft to get the blunderbuss or something. That'd be amazing. I mean, we could have opened the door.
It's good how they get them to go in certain different directions, you know, because you have to keep doing that over and over again to get it right, wouldn't you?
I think some of them are stop motion, some of those.
Right.
One a little while back, I think, pretty much was. But I think they're mixing it up.
Right.
Again, a good way of doing it.
That makes sense. Johnny Steele.
What do you mean, who? He's on the radio constantly, he's on every television broadcast. He's in your house. I mean,
Do I love when Emmett Walsh just gets thrown through the window?
oh, yeah.
It's stolen my tobacco. He's like,
They're really not very nice to him, are they?
get the car. Oh, I gotta crap myself.
God's sake, there might be a sequel to E.T. We can't have anything happen to you. Green flashes now.
Yeah.
They've set their guns to green. It's like Judge Dredd's one. It's got all different settings.
Double whammy.
Oh, it does look like a wig. Nobody flushes a wig in my town. That thing gets in the sewage system.
Touche. Toupee.
Ooh. There was hell to pay.
Yeah.
They are really slow off the mark. The fact that you can't aim those ludicrous bloody weapons of theirs doesn't help.
They're terrible, aren't they? They've got range of like +4.
-5 to accuracy.
Yeah. Put me down.
Oh, in real life, he'd be half dead now. Wouldn't he?
God, yeah. Busted shoulder, everything. It's a great line. Oh, I got to poo that out. Tobacco.
Oh.
Do you that Gormless face again?
Yeah. Oh, Chewie's the cat.
Oh, yeah.
Or literally Chewbacca in the most bizarre cameo ever.
Yeah.
Turns out he's living with them all along in the loft.
It's always this is the alien moment, isn't it? The cat.
Yes.
The cat.
Yeah.
I always love that line when if you watch the documentary of Alien, where the DP, cinematographer, watched it with a preview screening, and the whole, everyone's like reacting really well, and the guy says, "You see this black guy in the background just go, leave the fucking cat." I think you probably would maybe in that situation with a big alien chasing you, but never leave your pets.
Bizarre fact for you: the Jonesy, the cat from Alien, of course, was played by the family cat of comedian Suze Kempner.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We work with on occasion.
Not the same cat for Aliens.
I don't believe so, no. Or was she Aliens? No, I'll have to look that one up, actually. I think it was Alien. Well, I say look it up. I could just ask her. That would probably be quicker.
Now, this is a weird moment here, because the bounty hunter shows some basically affection towards the kid. He's like, just taps on the back of the head. See, look, usually they're being quite aggressive to everyone and very cold.
Yeah,
he shows some sort of affection there.
Yeah, maybe because he's a child, but also he has genuinely helped them. Nobody else actually has.
Yeah.
If I was the chief of police now, though, I would be a bit pissed after being thrown through a window. Well, she's been kidnapped off camera, which is odd.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, obviously they couldn't be bothered to show that, did they? You see it getting dragged, don't you? Across the floor in a minute.
I feel the old thing of the footage didn't come out. Don't worry, we can cover it with dialogue. It'll be fine. I know that feeling.
His face. Oh. Slap her, she's hysterical. Yeah. I love this bit because I can't start their car. They look at the cop, he's just they just sort of squeeze in, don't they? Oh, that's great.
Right, over we go.
Emmett Walsh is just a great actor. Look at him. He's such a character actor, isn't he? So American cars, you can fit 3 at the front.
Yeah.
Not over here. Sit on the fucking gear stick.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
That'd be a bum.
Well, at least they're driving forwards now. They've learned that much.
There is, the whole musical score is very sort of like John Williams inspired, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, it almost has that sort of Spielberg vibe on occasion, doesn't it? There she is, being taken off for consumption later, I presume.
Yeah. And a stunt double there, clearly. Fucking hell, it's like a grown man. Christ.
I'm just following my teeth. Now, that is an explanation. It's not a dummy.
I think the large critter will be too big for that ship. Sort of walk around in.
It does seem to change size between scenes, so
yeah.
who knows? So you say for the sequels, they entirely drop the idea that they can grow bigger.
I believe so. That's what I read online. Because as you pointed out at the beginning, as well as I'd not seen the sequels. I think I've seen like review of number 2 and parts, little bits of 3.
I think that's probably a good shout because it is an odd thing, isn't it? Mm. Keep them small and agile and deadly.
Mm.
He's doing the face again. There we are, stuck in the wine gum. It is odd how those darts work. Do they constantly inject a low amount of tranquilizer until you remove them?
Yeah. It's all a bit of a convenience to the plot, isn't it?
Yeah.
How they actually work. Because you think it'd just be like deadly, just poison kills you,
Yeah.
instead of stunning you.
Or knocks you out until you remove it from your neck, then instantly
I suppose maybe because they use those things on smaller things, like using it on a human, far bigger person to sort of actually kill, take down.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it's supposed to be killing, but we're just too damn big.
Hello. Morning, I'll put the kettle on.
Oh, John's smashing up all the ship again. Save her, Charlie.
That was the only shot where you see it really big, a close-up of the big one.
Yeah.
We tries to get through the door.
Firecracker? You take down an aircraft carrier with that thing.
There's no way a firecracker. That's a stick of dynamite.
Always nice to end the film on a Molotov, I feel. Bounces off, hits him in the face. Yep.
I think they don't really have like a one-liner sort of line at the end, do they? I think they just go, sort of line as it explodes. Well, because they can sense the smell or something, or hear the spark.
I do love this.
It's weird, right? Because they shoot the house, right? They all go, and they start laughing their ass off.
Yeah, they're just so spiteful for no reason. Bunch of pricks beat us. And that is a hell of an explosion.
That is a brilliant explosion. That is massive. But the weird thing is, right, they repeat the shot when the spaceship crashes, right? They just choose another angle of the house exploding.
Yeah.
That's a bit cheap. See, look at that.
And that's really obvious.
Yeah, because there's a major jump cut.
The way to have got around that is to have had it crash into it, maybe?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, exactly. Let's have the spaceship
Not
travel
as much,
a bit
not as much
south
fun,
of it.
but,
How it ends with everything getting reversed and the...
It's very Harry Potter, isn't it?
It's a bit weird. Because you think what he gives him is like a contact device. Oh, give me a call sometime. I helped you out with some more crates. You know. But it's also... It repairs stuff.
Apparently.
Yeah. How the heck... What?
We have bonded. Please. Here is my mixtape, which contains my other song.
Night of Power.
It's just the first song played backwards.
Yeah.
Surprised they didn't just shoot him. Well, my hat was in that house. So they've spent the night at the police station and driven back?
Yeah, it's a really weird kind of scenario because they come back and they still act like, oh, what's happened? It's like, well, you just kind of know what happened, didn't you? You just saw your house explode to bits. It's like they haven't been here. Yeah, it's like they've come back and they've found the house.
Yeah, because he looks so surprised. Well, mind you, that is the face, isn't it? But yeah, everyone is like,
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it?
I feel like there's been some alteration going on near the end or something there. Something didn't work in the edit or whatever.
The cat survived, didn't it?
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
And the weird bit of wood.
It picks it up. It just throws it in a minute. When everything sort of reverses.
Well, one of the chairs has inexplicably survived. It's odd because they haven't cleaned or anything. So what did they do when they were at the
entire night?
I think something's changed to the 11th hour in the plot there.
He's pressed a button on the key fob.
Yeah. Now he can open the doors on his Fiat. This is really odd, isn't it? That's brilliant. He does. That cat is trying to hold on.
Yeah. Poor cat.
Well, this is so Harry Potter, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's very odd for the end of a...
Expelliarmus.
It is, yeah. This is probably the idea where it came from for J.K. Rowling. Saw the end of Critters. That was the entire idea for Harry Potter, just there.
And the cat's in there.
Oh, yes, the cat.
Yeah. They shove the cat in his letterbox. It's a tabby cat, see? They wouldn't scratch you. Tabbies are lovely.
Bye, everyone.
I'll be right here.
It went in front of the tree when it should have gone behind it there, but we'll ignore that. Well, not going to give you any help, you fuckers. Probably need medical attention. Don't worry about that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's got a couple of eggs they've left.
Oh.
Yeah. The new batch.
Fortunately, they've left them right out in the open, so they'll find them in 10 minutes. So
That's like a couple of turds, really. But
yeah. They're what hatches into dragons in Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's a great movie. That's really good.
It's a good one, isn't it? That really is. It's just fun from start to end. What more do you bloody want?
Exactly. Yeah. It's a sort of as I said earlier, sort of play on Gremlins, but it's a bit more cheeky, I suppose. And
yeah.
And it's sort of they have a whole family deal with them, sort of like this Billy and his girlfriend have a deal with the. I think with Gremlins, there's far more to deal with as well. So it's a bit more of a challenge for Billy, but
yes.
But with this movie, though, I mean, just for the budget, they got great director, great composer, great effects for what they had. So I think it cost like $3 million. It made like 13.
Good God.
Domestically, but you never really can tell with how it did worldwide. But it just a massive hit on video.
So, yeah, absolutely.
3 sequels, and obviously one recently.
Everybody must have at the time rented this at least once.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it's the sort of film you can watch more than once and still have fun with. So,
yeah. I remember the poster was been a bit weird. It's just a massive fat critter just standing there, just posing. You know, it's like,
all right, lads.
Yeah.
Seen me film.
And then number 2, he's just like, it's the same painting, but with like he's holding number 2.
So, yeah,
that's it. It's a bit strange, you know. But there is another poster actually, which is a bit more kind of looks a bit like, I don't know. It's got all the family on it and stuff. It kind of sort of reminds you. See it from a distance. It's like the poster to Tremors. It's weird.
A lot of people called Chiodo on the Critters crew there. I imagine that's the whole Chiodo family.
Fantasy 2 film effects. They did the Terminator.
Oh,
yeah.
Don't get much better.
So
than
if you
that.
can't afford like the big like ILM doing miniatures, you get Fantasy 2. It's quite a sort of upbeat, sort of like synthy score for the end. You know, there's no music in it. That was really kind of sort of haunting, scary stuff. It's all kind of played for sort of more
That's
fantasy.
true, actually, yeah. And obviously 14 different performances of bloody Power of the Night, but...
Yeah. I think it may say at the end, if I'm sure the actor has performed the song as well and didn't just mime it. Because these are quite slow credits, actually.
Yeah.
Dragging these out. The slowest credits
There
ever.
we are.
There you go. Written by Terence Mann. That's him.
Performed by Man.
It must be him. Yeah.
Performed by The Mix. Yeah, they sound a bit stock music-y, don't they?
The slowest credits ever, end credits, I swear, was RoboCop 3. God, they went on for ages. It's like, it wasn't that many, the crew isn't that big. It's just so slow.
So Don Opper, who plays Charlie McFadden, also wrote some of the additional scenes that was mentioned earlier.
Right.
So he had obviously input at the top levels.
Oh. Must be a fan of the directors then, I presume.
Yeah.
Television interview, 2 guys watch movies. Oh, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah, yes, there we are.
Yeah.
Oh, it tells you the episode. They're watching TV in the bowling alley. I appreciate that.
Trapped by Fire.
Sound services by Glenn. So.
And this was like, random thing, like this was released in mono when it came out. I mean, it's 86, so I think they would still be using, they would have jumped over Dolby Stereo or Ultra Stereo if you couldn't afford Dolby, but obviously there's a low budget nature of it. They couldn't afford to put it in Dolby.
Bloody hell.
The mono mix.
Yeah, that's a rarity.
Yeah. That's been quite costly back then, doing it encoding in Dolby. You know. Well, everyone, that's the end of the commentary. Me and Stuart will be back with a commentary to Nightmare on Elm Street 3 in the next few days. Okay, everyone, take care and goodbye.
Goodbye.